This week on Wu Says, we wrap up our three-part series on some of the biggest economic shifts of the 20th century. We've looked at Poland and Russia, and now the spotlight turns to China. Here's a segment from Melisa Idris' conversation with Professor Emeritus Datuk Dr. Thye.
You have in the agriculture side, there were too many workers.
Okay, 80%.
82% were farmers. And many of them were underemployed. You could safely take them out and output would not have been declined.
Okay.
But you don't see them because China has the hukou system. They cannot go and live in the urban areas and be beggars.
So there was no kind of urbanization migration at that point in time.
So what happened was, when China integrated the global economy, the world wants cheap shoes, the world wants cheap textiles. So China opened new factories and workers came from the countryside to work in these factories. And because these were surplus workers, agriculture output was not compromised. So you only had growth.
Wow.
There was no need to close any heavy industry to release workers.
Okay.
There was no need to reform the state enterprises because the state enterprises only employ 18% of the population. Whereas the huge growth of the industrial labor force did not come from the state-owned enterprises. They came from the countryside.
That's amazing.
So that's the great boom. They had got all this excess labor that were underemployed. In fact, there was this famous story when they did the census. They go to a rural household and they say, we want to count to count people. And people from the household said, please don't come near, we'll come out to you one by one. And people came out one by one to be counted instead of letting them in. Do you know why? They noticed that every one of them was wearing the same pair of pants. So things were very poor.
Oh dear.
Things were very poor.
Oh.
So when jobs opened up in these coastal factories started by Hong Kong businessmen making goods for the rest of the world. So that's when China became a big exporter. And with this export, they could buy foreign technology, and foreign technology could upgrade production.
Catch the full conversation on AWANI International and across our social media platforms.
This was a threat.